Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. Well, who is more amazing than the Esselstyn family? And this weekend starts the beginning of PLANTSTOCK. And I have none other than Rip Esselstyn himself and Ann Esselstyn to tell you all about it. Please welcome them to the show.
Hey, AJ, thanks so much for having us. It is a pleasure to see you, and you look absolutely fabulous.
Well, thank you so much. I'm actually at the True North Health Center. I just broke my fast yesterday, and I'll tell you, eating makes a big difference in how you look and how you feel.
So were you starting to drag a little bit?
Oh my God, they broke the fast after almost 4 days. I just didn't have enough reserves, and I had never done it before, but I'm glad I tried. And, you know, they're just wonderful here. The doctors, I mean, they've been here for 40 years, and anytime there's a little button you can push anytime you have any questions or concerns, and they run right to your room and they check on you. So I'm happy now because I got to go to Chef Bravo's demo today, and I'm out and about. I didn't know that when you're fasting, you can't shower and brush your teeth. So this is my first day looking human.
Wait.
Not showering.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about your
not,
water?
not at all. I'm happy to talk about it.
So I'm surprised. I've never done one, but frankly, I'm surprised. Why have you never done a water fast before?
Well, when I first went to the True North Health Center, which was about 12 years ago, when I was about 60 pounds more than I am now, I wasn't able to do it because I was on a medication. Okay. And so I never did it. And then I ended up working here for years and I never thought about it. And, I did a juice fast. And I think what people have told me that juice is harder because when you're on a water fast, you really don't have hunger. You have fatigue and maybe a little energy, but you don't have hunger. But with juice, I think you stay hungry all the time.
So at what point in your water fast, was there any point where you're like, wow, I feel amazing, like after day 2?
No, the only part you feel amazing is when you break the fast and you start eating again and they give you broth. I'll tell you, for people that struggle with food addiction, even just fasting for like a day and a half, it's amazing because the first thing they give you, whether it's broth or steamed zucchini, it tastes amazing. And you appreciate food so much more when you haven't had it in several days.
Wow. And have you ever done a water fast? No.
Essie did for 10 days.
No, 18.
Oh, 18?
Yeah.
Oh
He went to
God.
True North for 18 days. Yeah.
That's amazing. But what people have to understand is you don't have to come here to water fast. They do all kinds of levels, juice fast, broth fast. And my favorite level is called the unrestricted feeder because my husband's here and he gets to eat the 3 buffets a day and take all the classes. It's just a wonderful place. And so that's where I go on my vacation.
Yeah. Well, and so you said that you got to see a food demo today by Chef Bravo, right?
Absolutely. He talked about salad dressings and how to create them without oil and what we need to create that flavor and texture without using oil.
Any particular tips or tricks that you want to share with us?
Well, Charles actually took notes, but the thing is what he did is he was a regular chef first, and you want to balance the flavors. That's the thing. You can't just like blend mango and say, okay, I mean, you could, but he talked about blending the flavors to give things that sweet, sour, salty without using salt or oil. It was really quite wonderful. And, he took things like fresh mango and ginger. And he talked about like how the thickness, how to create some of that thickness that you're used to from oil by using things like vegetable broth or apple juice. And he's just magnificent at what he does. And we all know we don't need oil, right?
Well, it's amazing. He has been at True North for a long time.
16 years.
Wow. I mean, that is pretty incredible. That to me says a lot about not only him, but also True North.
Yeah, because what it is he maybe didn't aspire to this originally, but he sees people getting well. And I think that's what keeps him coming back. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So do you have any ideas where I am right now?
Well, you're outside and somewhere back east. I know that's where your parents live.
Yes. So we're outside Cleveland, Ohio. And we are here. We're getting set up for the 12th annual PLANTSTOCK event. I can't believe that this is the 12th year that we've had this. And, it's our annual big plant bash where we invite all the rock and roll, plant-based rock stars to join in.
Chef AJ.
Like Chef AJ, absolutely.
It's
And
so fun. I can't believe that it's already here again and I get to come back. It was even bigger and better.
well, and you were here last year, and you were phenomenal. So much so that you're actually one of only 2 people that were invited back.
Woohoo! Well, thank you. Then I got to up my game every year to just keep getting invited back.
I know. And what we've done is, since COVID hit in 2020, this used to be a live event. And we got to the point where we had about 800 people fly in from all over the world, but it was very expensive. And then with COVID, we decided to take it virtual. And now it's accessible to literally thousands of people at a price point that makes a lot of sense. And we've also done a little pivot, and it's not so much doctor and science heavy as it is recipe heavy with all these incredible plant-based chefs. So this year, for example, tonight, Dr. Greger will be presenting live, giving a lecture on his new book, How Not to Age, that's going to come out in December. And then that'll be followed up by a live Q&A. I'll be giving a lecture on the 7 pillars of living plant strong. And then starting tomorrow, we're going to kick things off with my father doing his iconic lecture on preventing and reversing heart disease and all the latest research that he's collected. And then that'll be followed up by, have you ever heard of Carly Bodrug?
No, I'm only one for 3.5 million followers, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's a social media sensation. She's absolutely adorable. She is the brand behind Plant You. She'll be doing 2 recipes, one from Plant You and one from her new book that's coming out in 2024, something along the lines of Scrappy, like the Scrappy something cookbook. I don't know exactly, but so we got Carly. Of course, we have, have you ever heard of Tony Akamoto?
I have, she lives near me, but I can't seem to get together with her. Absolutely. I've had her on the show. She writes wonderful books. Absolutely. So I love her.
She does. And she teaches people how basically you can go whole food, plant-based, shop at Walmart for about $40 to $45 a week. I didn't say a day. I said a week. Pretty phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah. And then, have you ever heard of Jackie Ackerberg? She's the clean vegan.
I love the name. How does she portray her recipes?
Well, she is like us, like oil-free, whole food, plant strong, all whole grains, beans, legumes. And she does, what I love about her is she's kind of like me in that she does all this very, very, like Americana cuisine that she makes plant-based, burgers, casseroles, macaroni and not cheeses, stuff like that.
Like comfort food.
Comfort food. Have you ever heard of Kiki Nelson? She's the Plantifully Lean brand.
Absolutely. Plantiful Kiki.
Yeah, Plantifully Kiki. She'll be regaling us with a couple of her recipes from her book. This is somebody I didn't know about until I had Dan Buettner on my podcast, and he was we were asking questions about his new cookbook that came out 2 books ago. That I can't believe Buettner, how he just comes out with a book every like 5 months. But this was his American Kitchen cookbook. And in it, he travels all across America, finding little pockets of America that used to make whole food, plant-based cuisine. And believe it or not, Cameron is in his cookbook because of the plant-based Cajun cuisine that she creates.
Wow.
So it's really cool stuff. We've got Cersei Blue and Gigi Carter.
I know them. It seems like, except for that one person you mentioned, everybody's been on my show. So send the ones that haven't been over to me.
I would love to. And so they wrote a book called The Daniels Fast, Why You Only Want to Do It Once. There are absolutely beautiful, passionate African-Americans that are trying to get this out to their community, that, as we know, African-American women, almost 88% are considered overweight or obese, hypertension, cancer, all that. And we know it's because of their diet and lifestyle. We've got, Karen Campbell. She's Plant Pure Comfort Food.
You mean Kim Campbell? Because Karen Campbell's Colin's wife. You mean
You're
Kim.
right. You're right. It's Kim. Thank you. I had a little.
Okay.
little brain there. Yeah.
I know,
So
I know them both. Yeah, she writes great recipes
Oh
too.
my gosh. And she's married to Nelson, Campbell's son. She's adorable. And I know Darshana Thacker.
You're kidding, she's back. I have not seen her in 5 years. That's
Oh,
going to be
good.
amazing.
Yeah. She's going to be doing some recipes from her cookbook Flavor that came out in association with Forks Over Knives. You know that she's married to Brian
Of
Wendell.
course I do.
I mean,
Yes.
how lucky is Brian Wendell?
Oh,
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, every meal.
like being married to AJ, you know?
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
How lucky is your dad being married
Charles.
to Ann, or, you know?
Yeah. Heard of Desiree wrote a book called Good for Your Gut.
Yeah, she's a dietitian.
She's a registered dietitian. She is so wonderful. And she's going to be creating 3 different recipes for us. One that protects your gut, one that nurtures your gut, and one that heals your gut. So a nice compilation there. Janet Verney is somebody that I had on the podcast. She wrote a book called Health Up. She too is very, very passionate about the microbiome and gut health. And she's going to be making 3 recipes that are really good for gut health. And then will you hold this in and show it right here? And then obviously we have you, and will you hold it right? You have to both hands, other hand here, other hand here. Yeah. And then we have Jane and Ann, right? We got Jane and Ann doing a couple numbers from their book, Be a Plant-Based Woman Warrior.
We're doing a lot.
And then everybody that signs up for PLANTSTOCK gets a downloadable PDF with
Recipes.
57, thank you, with 57 recipes that are going to be made over the course of the weekend. Here's you. You're going to be doing a red lentil chili. Anything you want to say about that little chili?
Oh, it's just one of my most popular recipes. It never fails to disappoint.
Enlightened fa parmesan. What's that good for?
Well, yeah. So, when I first started out, and you guys knew me 60 pounds ago, and I was using so many nuts because they were healthy. And that's why I was 60 pounds heavier. And so I took the nuts and substituted oats, and it's like a sprinkle that you can put on popcorn. You can put on soups and stews and chili or steamed vegetables. And it's like a little Parmesan cheese, but not really.
And then sweet cornbread muffins.
That's a new recipe, and they're so easy to make. They're delicious, and it takes 2 seconds. Remember that Jiffy cornbread, Ann, from back in the day?
Yeah, the stuff that was like yellow as a highlighter.
Rip has a cornbread in his brand.
Yeah.
It's out.
Nice.
Buy with yours.
Right, but do you remember, like, when I was little, like it was like 19 cents a box, and you could make
Totally.
bread? That's kind of what I fashioned it after.
Yeah. Well, nice. And then I love dessert. And so you're doing a rustic strawberry, what's that called? Fruit tart.
Fruit tart, yeah, strawberry. What's your favorite fruit? Mine's strawberry.
Today, something you came across my emails, and your rustic strawberry tart, and I watched it. And I don't know why it came out. Why did you send it to me? I'm so
I sent it to you because I just did a television show pilot, and I'm hoping it becomes a series. So I'm sending it to everybody to watch it and like it and give it a thumbs up.
So fun.
And then you're going to be doing a smoky sweet potato burger.
So easy, Rip. So I wasn't able to attend Ramses's hands-on class because I was still fasting, but they do hands-on classes at True North. And when he teaches burgers, it's not rocket science. He teaches like the template, how to put things together. And what I love about this recipe is it's stuff that you probably have at your house, is you don't have to grill onions and grill mushrooms. You just kind of take this, and this, and smush it together, and you got a burger.
We'll love that. And then zesty mango salsa. My favorite fruit is the mango. I
figured it would. And mango salsa goes so good on burgers, especially sweet potato burgers.
It's good on everything. Just plain rice.
Well, there's something about the mango, especially when you get like a big honking one. Like you have these Keat Kong mangoes right now that are as big as a small watermelon. And I cut them down by the seed, and I get this big mango cheek. I peel it off of my fingers, and I eat it like I'm a I don't know.
Ape.
An ape. Yes, an ape.
Hey, Rip, so people are asking, do they get to, if they sign up, how long do they have to watch the presentation?
Forever.
Wow.
Everybody gets in your inbox, your email inbox, you will get video replays that will be there, and you'll be able to access them forever, indefinitely.
And you get the recipes.
Yeah. And you also get the downloadable PDF of all the recipes, a beautiful, guidebook. And so the great thing, if you're not available for the whole weekend, no problem, right? You'll have access whenever you have time.
And what are the exact hours of it?
So tonight we are going to start exactly at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go till about 8:15. We're going to end with Dr. Greger. Tomorrow we're going to kick off at about 9 in the morning. We're going to finish at about 5 p.m. And then Sunday we're going to kick off at 9 and we're going to end at 3.
Wow. So the only people that are live is you and your family.
Well, no, there's going to be more than that. There's
Right.
gonna be more.
I mean, the only people that are with you live.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Everybody. Yes. So this is the hub where I'll show you, but basically this is the hub where we've got everything set up. We've got the lights, we've got the cameras. There's our production crew. There's the kitchen. There's Jane.
Nice.
There's Brian. Hey, Brian.
There's Hotshot Wade.
So you know what, AJ? So partial proceeds are going to the Esselstyn Foundation, a 501c3. Will you let us know about some of the great work the Esselstyn Foundation is doing?
Sure, I've got a mouthful of cereal, but I'm happy to share. So the Esselstyn Foundation, as many of you may know, but many of you might not know, we're a 501c3 public charity. Our mission is to prevent and reverse lifestyle-related diseases through the promotion of whole food plant-based nutrition, of course. We partner with nonprofits all over the country to share the message, and all of our programming is free of charge. So we partner with hospitals and schools and community health organizations.
Any kind of group.
Any
great
kind of
groups.
public group, nonprofit, and we get the word out about plant-based nutrition. So reach out to us on the Esselstyn Foundation website.
And the Plant Bros are going to be doing.
And the Plant Bros. Where's the Plant Bro? There's one. So there's one of the Plant Bros. The Plant Bros, John Fitzgerald, Brian Hart, are going to be doing several recipes, and they are entertaining and informative.
And delicious.
Just curious, is he eating Plant Strong cereal right now?
He is actually. He's eating some of the Plant Strong flakes. The flaky
Nice.
cereal. But you know what? Let me tell you a little bit about where I am. So this is called the Knob. It is the second highest point in Northeast Ohio. Okay, no, I just got corrected. It's the highest point in Northeast Ohio. We're 7 miles from the shores of Lake Erie. And it's because it's such a clear day, I can see the freighters going across Lake Erie right now as we speak. This land was purchased by my great grandfather, George Washington Cryle, in 1912. He was one of the co-founders of the Cleveland Clinic in 1921, and he also was the first person to perform a successful blood transfusion from one human being to another in the late 1800s.
Wow, that's incredible. You come from a real medical family.
Yeah, it's true. And this is so pristine, the wilderness here. This is where I would come as a child on almost every weekend. And there's little cabins in the woods without any electricity, just screened in cabins. We'd invite friends and we'd play hide and seek and capture the flag and go through the caves that are nearby here. It was just an absolute blast. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Amazing. How long does it take for you to plan this and put this together?
Oh, I'd say it's a long time. I mean, we'll start planning for next year in about a week, right? Doing all the invitations, all the different speakers, figuring out the dates, logistically, we have to find our production crew and get them on board. But it's anything you do requires a certain amount of a lift, but it's so worth it.
And another person named Ann is watching live and says, do you guys ever have any events in Cleveland? She's going to be going to nursing school there.
Do you ever have any events in Cleveland? Sometimes, I know sometimes Jane holds some events here at the Knob. And it's very intimate,
Jane?
and usually for 25 or so people.
In fact, she has one coming up in a week.
Ooh.
AJ was just wondering if you hold any events here in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, we hold, I have events that I have here at the Knob, because it's just so darn beautiful. And they are really kind of like AJ type events. They're very food focused, and we can fit about 24, 25 people in the space there. And we talk about, whole food, plant-based nutrition, and then we can everyone gets their hands on a little bit. And we sort of mise en place things to the point where people go, oh, I'm going to make this. And they just stack it together. And they think it's so easy.
And then Jane's last event that she had here.
It's really dizzy. They're really dizzy.
Okay. At the last event Jane had here, she had the women pulling tires around the kind of circular driveway
They
here.
wanted to be like Anne. So they were dragging tires, and we went for a small hike, and we went and had mocktails down at the fire pit. Mocktails these days are these great, taking seltzer water with a little bit of those balsamic vinegars that you got us turned on to, the California balsamics.
I love those. What's your favorite flavor? I like peach and water.
Oh, we just did a YouTube about it.
Jane
And
likes watermelon.
Wade, our video guy, we just met Wade. He tries everything we make. So when we handed him the mocktail, here's your, like, we felt like witches in Macbeth, like, here you go, bubble, bubble. And we were handing him this thing, and we gave him blood orange and lemon mix, sort of like a
good
thing. He drank, and he was like, oh my God. Like, he was so surprised because he secretly likes soda pop so much. And here in Ohio, we call it pop. So he's like, this tastes like pop. And it was such a
It's
Cleveland.
like having an Italian soda. I mean, it's a real thing.
It's amazing. And so we have mocktails, we drag tires, just like any other women.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
Make food, dance, we dance.
that's Rip. You have some big week-long events though for people to come in person, don't you?
We absolutely, thank you, Jane. We do. And our next one is actually in Sedona, Arizona, October 9th to the 14th. We've got about 10 spots available. And, we basically take people from soup to nuts with the lifestyle.
They're life-changing.
We're all there together for a week. We're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, endless Plant Strong buffets. We get world-class lectures every day. We are doing yoga. We're doing CrossFit. We're doing pickleball if you so choose. We've got movie night. We've got game show night. We've got bonfire night. We've got stargazing night led by Dr. Clapper, who is truly a Renaissance man and minored in astronomy and knows the stars like nobody's business. We come together and we bond and we laugh, and we teach people how to find their inner joy again that so many of us have somehow lost as we've gotten into adulthood.
It's funny you mentioned Dr. Clapper because I'm actually staying in what was his house when he worked at the North. I'm staying at Dr. Clapper's house without Dr. Clapper.
Wow, you're getting the royal treatment, aren't you?
Well, they made it into like a room with four. I mean, there's other patients here. We each get our own room and bathroom, but this is the house that Dr. Clapper lived in.
Got it. Yeah, love Dr. Clapper. And his wife is actually our yoga instructor, and she is so incredible.
Yeah, Elise. She used to be a yoga instructor here too.
Yeah. She's so nurturing and so knowledgeable and has such a great spirit.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are getting their tickets. Karen says she's already got her tickets. And we can communicate with each other on the live, just like my audience right now is a very active chat. We call them the Zoomunity. If those that watch live, we can talk to each other, right?
Yeah. This is going to be broadcast live. I think on. Hey, Lori, is this broadcast live on YouTube or StreamYard? Yeah, YouTube. So and there's going to be a huge chat room where, we're going to have well over 2,500 people. So this should be like,
if you tell me what time I'm up, I'll make a point to be in the chat in case anybody has any
You
questions.
know what? That would be absolutely wonderful. Lori, what time is AJ going? Can you look at the schedule and let me know?
Because I originally wanted to do one of the live slots, but then I was here, but I'm happy to be in the chat in case somebody has a question about a recipe. or-
Absolutely. So we're going to let you know here.
Thank you.
Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, you are up. You're going to be doing your 6 recipe.
Okay, I can be in the chat then.
Fantastic. I'll
I'm
send you a
excited.
reminder on that too.
Yeah, just give me a text. So, well, I wish you every success with the Esselstyn plant stock. The guys, remember, some of the money goes to support the foundation. It's a wonderful nonprofit. I've had Brian on the show before to talk about it if you want to check out that episode. And it's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. AJ, you are absolutely the best. And we wish you all the greatest success with everything you're doing at True North.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks so much. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow for another great show. Take care, Rip. Take care, Ann.
You.
Love you
and
too.
everybody else.